to the Stoke-on-Trent City Centre bid's first success story of 2025. I'm Emily and I have joined the team this year to support and amplify a positive narrative about the city centre and to help get under the skin a little bit about what is really going on and who are behind those success stories. So my first interview, if you like, is with Laura from Keep It Local, and I'm really excited to hear more. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, welcome
Thank you for having me.
The success story of 2025. Laura, introduce yourself and your business first.
Of course.
And then I will dip in with a few of my extra questions.
Great. Okay, so I'm Laura, and I'm co-founder, along with my husband, of a business called Keep It Local. We started our journey because we had a passion for creative small businesses, visiting local markets, and that kind of snowballed into running pop-up shops. And now here we are, inside one of the biggest retail units in Stoke-on-Trent, opening up, a store in Hanley.
Now, that is a huge story arc that you have just raced us through. It sounds really exciting. Now, loads of us love local businesses, loads of us go to local markets, but not all of us then go ahead and open a store in the middle of a large shopping centre. So tell us a little bit more about Keep It Local, why that? Why the concept? What took you from happy punter to the other side, if you like?
Absolutely. I think that it started because we've always shopped local. We've always tried at least to buy local beer, and we've always had, and I don't know where that came from, but we've always had something inside of us that said that's the right thing to do. So when our children grew up, if you like, and we had a little bit more time on our hands. We have no more money because, of course, you still need it. You still need the money, don't you, for your family. But we had a bit more time on our hands, so we started visiting local artisan markets. And gosh, 30 years ago, I had my first experience of independent businesses when I was a teenager, and I went to visit Afflecks Palace in Manchester.
Oh, I remember it well.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was just something when I stepped inside that building all those years ago that gave me this fire in my belly that, I didn't want to set something up like that in Stoke, but I wanted somebody else to. I wanted to be able to come shopping in Stoke and have that experience. I didn't want to have to travel to Manchester to do that. And it always struck me that with a capital of creativity, yet nobody had done just that. So this, coupled with this going to local artisan markets and seeing the talent and the creativity, we ran our very first pop-up shop. We did a couple of pop-up markets, and then we run our very first pop-up shop in November of 2022. And we kind of got the bug for kind of helping the positivity, the support, the positivity that just came from, we had 27 small businesses that worked with us, and I felt like I was in my element. So, of course, we didn't have a whole heap of cash, so, and we didn't know what we wanted to do. If I'm honest, next steps, we just knew we wanted to do something.
Yeah.
So Andy gave up his full-time job in the January of 2023, and I continued to work. And then our youngest son, Harry, he had an accident. He was a ski instructor at the Stoke ski centre, and he broke his back, so he couldn't then go back to doing that. So he was at a bit of a loose end and was toying with going back to college and things. So Andy said, help me for a bit. And that's basically what happened. Andy and Harry ran some pop-ups with me supporting weekends and evenings. We opened up our very first shop in Longton. We got an opportunity in Longton and we took that on, and Harry ran that while Andy did pop-ups. And then we had an opportunity in Newcastle. But behind all of that, we had this huge dream to open up a really big space, make use of an empty unit. It felt like a no-brainer, really. There's all of these empty units, there's all of these creative people that have got so much talent. Let's bring it together, and that's when we opened Staffordshire's first creative department store in October and ran it for 3 months.
Amazing. Staffordshire's first creative department
Absolutely.
store. That is gorgeous,
Yes.
isn't it? So obviously you've talked about the concept of Keep It Local.
Yes.
Is a visitor experience, is a customer experience, like Afflecks Palace and I remember those days in Manchester, that kind of buzz feel. But tell me more about the purpose. You've talked about supporting local artisans, makers, creatives. But tell me more about that purpose and what drives you, because this is enormous.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're right, it's twofold really. It's having that experience, that visitor experience where the people of Stoke-on-Trent have somewhere to come and shop local. Spending their money locally is really important. Keeping the money in the local economy increases recruitment and, you know, all of those wonderful things that makes us feel good but works well. But the biggest thing is giving those creatives an opportunity to sell their products on their behalf. And actually we're supported by our friends at Castle Artisan, so they are running this section of our store, because it's really important that this isn't just to keep it local, that it gives the wider local businesses an opportunity to have some success and to extend their offering.
So if I was going to ask you what's been your biggest surprise about being in Hanley again, having success, what's been the biggest surprise or biggest joy for you?
I think it's the amount of people that absolutely were thrilled with what it was all about. And predominantly the last quarter I was working up in the store upstairs, and people were coming up the escalator, and one lady said, I feel like I've gone to heaven and it's full of pot banks, because the store was just ceramics and different things, and I was like, that's what I'd want heaven to be as well, like just like Stoke. So and the amount of products that were going overseas, so cake mix going, I could list about 20 different countries that people were saying, I'm sending this to my friend or my sister or my brother or whatever overseas, and the ceramics, and just that we had a print in the window, actually by Nick Degg. I come from a town, and we had it blown up in the window, and people were coming in and saying, have you got this in a print? We could not sell it quick enough, because people from Stoke love Stoke, and to have a piece of that to remind them wherever they live in the world is just magical.